black corner of YouTube. I am your host, the Wildologist, Mr. Blows Your Mind, and this is Black MINDZ News Live Report. Today's date is March 2nd, 2020. First and foremost, what's good to the fam? Hope that you are one or a subscriber that is part of this show. Today we're doing a live show, getting back our feet wet into the game. I know we've been gone for a minute, but you know it's due time, in time, that we was going to get it going. So, you know, I had to go ahead and I'm not going to do the whole spiel because today is a live show. We're just kind of waiting for those who may be getting a notification to get themselves up in here. And again, let's go ahead and let me just give you the intro anyway. Hello and welcome to the most hated show on the Black Corner Internet. I am your host, Mr. Blow Your Mind, and this is Black MINDZ News Live Report. You know how we do it. You was not expecting this, was you? So we here anyway, right? So we're going to go ahead and let this go and get on out just as I'm getting warmed up for everybody to get up in here that would show up. Today we got some nice topics for today. We're going to talk about how tech platforms just won a court decision on the fact that they say these platforms, they have the right to censor. We'll talk about that. Did you hear about how the police are trying to trap certain mothers who may not be smart enough with this coronavirus? They put out a prank. We'll talk about that too, right? Also, did you see the black man that got tasered in the airport, right? Did you see that one? We know we're going to touch on that one there. Discipline, right? Discipline. Think about that. You know, somebody who's not disciplined is unruly. And so they say rearing starts at home. Well, I got a couple stories in there where these mothers went ahead and did what they had to do. So just stay tuned. And plus, I got much more as we get into this live topic. So let me go ahead and let's get into this. Hey. How's y'all doing again? This is your host, Mr. Blow Your Minds. And welcome to Black MINDZ News Live Report. First and foremost, I want to say what's good to my fam, my subscribers, old, new, and maybe possible new ones, right? Okay, so again, this is the most hated show on the Black Corner Internet. The reason why we say that, we've been in the business going on 8 years, right? But based on what you see, our view count, we can't get past 100 views. So you telling me that an internet that is on 365 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that I can't get 100, and yet I got 2.9 thousand subscribers. They've been holding me that for about 2-3 years now. They won't let me get 3,000. So what is it that we talk about when we just talk about the general news? But I guess it's just the way that we disseminate the reports. So passerbys, if you just happen to pass by, this is the most hated show in the Black Corner of the Internet. It's called The Corner That the Builders Reject. Go down the aisle, see some things that you might like. If you happen to see something to make you feel some kind of way, remember the motto of my show is the truth. Don't need no partner. So again, let me go ahead and I got a couple of any fam in the house right quick. Somebody is sitting out there. Most likely might be from the internal people, but that's all right. We know you're suppressing, but that's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So this first topic we're going to talk about, matter of fact, since you're sitting up in here, right, wouldn't be appropriate if I didn't go here, right? So let me go ahead and go over here right quick. Check this out. Let me go ahead and show you this here. All right. Did you hear about this here? Let me show y'all that. Did you hear that the Federal Appeals Court ruled tech platforms can censor content? I'm going to say that again. Federal Appeals Court rules tech platforms can censor content. Ain't that something, right? And basically, in this article, what it's saying is that Google, Facebook, and any other social media outlets, based on that it was a court case that went with the conservatives' claims that tech companies were violating users' First Amendment rights. They tell you that right is an abstract thought, right? And so they're saying that these platforms what they're doing is they're removing certain messages and videos and suppressing. Well, Black MINDZ News definitely knows that for a fact, right? We know that is true. Again, you can't be in something as long. And even let's say in the beginning, I was doing it kind of just haphazardly at one time, right? Just doing some things. And then I started to get a little serious into it, right? And the next thing you know, I start becoming more frequent. And what happened after the channel, I did a video back in April 1st of 2014. It was called Extinction of the White Race. Was not talking about black people going out here to do anything to white folks. But they felt so threatened by what was said to the fact that they said, you know what? You got to take that down. After I got 275,000 views, they made me take it down. Based on what? Well, there's a reason why that is, and we'll get into that a little later. And again, according, it looks like that there was a unanimous opinion, right? It wasn't a unanimous opinion by the 9th United States Circuit Court to dismiss the arguments that platforms like YouTube can be sued under the First Amendment for decisions of content moderation, right? So basically, they can't, right? That's what they're saying now. Somehow that the federal court of the 9th District decide that, like I say, we are the black corner of the internet. And it looks like that you can see people who have subscriberships that be in the thousands, 100,000s, some even have millions. But when you look at their view count compared, now I'm not saying that just because a person has a sum total number of subscribers doesn't mean that everybody wholeheartedly is going to be clicking on your video. Some are fair weather friends, some are part-time lovers, and some of them who are avid supporters of what you do. So they kind of give and take percentage-wise, right? But you can't tell me that if a person has 1 million subscribers that do videos on the daily, when we see other platforms from other ethnicities of people, right, who seem to can get the numbers, right, frequently and easily, while other people seem to struggle, but some people don't even look at that to make an argument about it, right? They just say, it's okay, it's all right, they're getting a check, that's all it is. We over here can't get no check because we can't get out of the rut that you got us on, but they're going to say the algorithm, right? But anyway, let me talk about this a little bit more, right? So they say based on the fact that YouTube's ubiquity rules as a public-facing platform it remains a private forum. Now, wait a minute. Not a public forum, but a private forum. And so because they are a private forum, subject to judicial scrutiny was the opinion of the judge. I think her name was Margaret McKinnon, right? I think that was her name, McKinnon, right? And that was what she's saying, that basically YouTube is a private platform. So if it was a public, then the First Amendment would be something up to uphold. But they say because it's private, there's other, rules and regulations and things they can do that wouldn't be considered because they're allowing you on their platform. That's fine. But what we're saying is, if many of us who are doing news, and if the general media is doing the same news, you may not like the way that I display or my commentary coming from a perspective that is going to be different because we have different existence. As much as people want to sit here and say we all the same and everybody's equal, the truth of the matter is, in this life, in this country, it's about race. It's always been about race. So anybody who wants to sit there and say it's not about race, they're only pulling your leg. They're not telling you the truth. Matter of fact, there was an article that came out in the I think it was a USA Today, right? And it was talking about how you have black engineers who are working for Google, YouTube, Twitter, stuff like that. And they say that there is a lot of biasness and racist attitudes amongst those internally in there. Matter of fact, the name of that article, if one was to look it up, it's talking about Silicon Valley so white. Black YouTube and Google employees speak out on big tech racism. Okay? And it was talking about how there was a woman named Leslie Miley. She is an engineering manager, and she supposedly had about decades of experiences in the tech industry. She said her colleagues streaming it to Google. She said one day she gave a story about her wearing a t-shirt that kind of was an outfit typical of engineer t-shirts, jeans, Adidas kicks. And she had a badge on that was visible. And accordingly, she was stopped by somebody there demanding that she show her badge, and that she said in her mind she was welcome to being black in big tech, right? And she also goes on, and I'll let you hear from her own words. She talks about how basically that there is a bias, an internal bias. Now, again, we understand about rules and regulations, but then it's kind of like saying algorithm. People will say that, well, the algorithm will sift and choose accordingly, but again, you got to say humans input the information, and so if a human is biased, then that don't mean that the algorithm won't be biased too, right? That don't mean that it won't be biased. So listen to this, and we'll be right back. Check this out.
Some friends who get automatic 30-day bans all the time. I feel like the way that they monitor it is more about them and people who may be their friends than the people who actually have been, championing the cause of actually, not necessarily policing, but actually watching the way that people, speak to others and the type of language that people are using. I know people who have, had death threats right there in threads, not on inbox where it may be shifty or whether or not they can or can't see it. Right there in thread have had death threats, who have been called, racist names, use racist stereotypes against them right there in threads on their own posts, who then have turned around and had themselves be banned as opposed to people who are trolled. The 30 of them and myself, we are all on social media all the time, and I think that that's one of the reasons why our relationship works the way that it does, because I get the way that they think. But their relationship is still different. That relationship is still evolving. If we expect them as children to be responsible with it, I think that we as adults and those who run it should be responsible with it as well, because it's their life now.
All right, so basically what she was just saying is that, again, I talked about black software. There was an article that came out not too long ago about black software and how that same thing that she was sitting there complaining about, how there's biasness and that those of her friends, and when they're on social media and they're getting, let's say, trolled by people, well, they don't never attack the trolls, but they will attack you when you respond to the trolls. And a lot of times some of these trolls that be in here be from internal from the company, right? That's what they be. They be in there because, again, it's kind of like how sometimes when we look at, it could be police force, right? You can have police officers and people will say, well, we're up here and adhere to the law, try to obey the law, try to have respect for them, but then Somebody can have bad intent and yet still be in the mask, can wear the uniform. And you don't know their intent, but then you as the individual have to go through the process to determine whether this person, and then even after that, are they reprimanded, right? And so what happens when you have a company that calls itself to be, well, we're going to say, is there any such thing as equality, right? Is there anything equal? People like to assume that everybody can be equal, but we understand that this foundation that has been built was never built with equality. You add people in, but some of them old sentiments still reside to this day. And so when you look at how the foundation of how social media, going back to when its inception, it was about data and about black people in the 60s, because it was a Negro problem. So it was to gather data so that they can have the data and be able to do all this stuff with people who they deemed as outcasts or, thugs, as some may say, right? And so how it turned to where it is today on social media, no one thought that the platforms that you see in the black corner of the internet, disseminating media on the daily, nobody thought that this would be where we are today. A lot of people would think that, again, a lot of people even have that mindset to think that, well, black people are not too damn smart, right? Y'all believe in some of the old, your ancestors who wrote these so-called philosophies and equating people and talking about IQ and all this other nonsense. But when you run across somebody, when you feel that don't fit in that box, something about fragility falls into oneself. And then when that happening is, now they're a problem to you, right? And so when you do is make a mechanism, a control mechanism, that what you do is you pick and choose accordingly to who fits some kind of criterion you like, but everything doesn't have to be the way you like. If it's within the rules of the game, then the game has to be played fair. But as we get into later to the show, we're going to talk about that fairness. And people can see some things right before they damn eyes, and guess what? Act as if like they did not see it. And then when you say it, they say you're complaining, whining, and moaning. But the truth is, some people got to rig stuff in order for them to be in the position that they is. As much as they hate to admit that. But you got to rig the game. Because humano, you may not be built like that. You may not come cut from that cloth. As much as one may try to mollycoddle its nation and try to infuse them with all this kind of, we were great, our forefathers, and we built this and that. Okay. But where was the true competition in that? Where was the true competition? Did you really have? It's kind of like going back in sports. When it was all one ethnicity, one race, and you watched the game, those who was of that time, let's say that there were some exceptional people of that time. Do they even mention them today when they started to integrate the sports? And then now you had something to compare versus this, as much as you segregated and this black guy here. But when you start putting the stats together and realize that you didn't match up, it was now the answer to that has to be, well, you're not quite human. You're animal-like. Really? Really? But your science don't say that. Your science says that somebody else is the animal. Now I say your science, right? Because again, it's biased too. If you've been doing what you've been doing in business for how long in business, and there's been sprinkle of other people, if we took a DNA test, guess what? The DNA test is going to reveal who is really the progenitor of this. And it will not be people outside of this specific people. So it's all about you. So anyway, I just wanted to bring this information that the federal court decided to give the 9th District United States Circuit Court gave the court, they call the tech platforms, which is Google, Facebook, and everything else, they have the right to suppress because they want to, right? And say, well, it's not about First Amendment. But there's some other biases in there. But I guess you have to determine that if you go through the process, right? So they hide behind the fact that they are a private, right? They're not public, they're a private. Now, I'm trying to, okay, here you is. Some people are pretty much are private contractors if you are getting a check from them, again, because you are registered. But then this is private and everything within, like, say, YouTube globally, it's kind of like it's still a private club. So it's only everybody within there. Yet when you click these videos, do you not have to say private and public in order to make it become live? But they don't mean that. They mean that the organization in itself is a private one. So that in that hidden in that law they get to use, now you get to suppress a channel like MINDZ and keep me 2,900. Every time I get a couple subscribers, you come back, you start stealing one away. So there's somebody, if not the system in itself is programmed, it's people inside who are biased and racist. We just have to say it 100 for what it is. And so what you do is you hide behind. That's what the Creator always said. That one illuminates himself like the light. Really who he really is, because he knows. I already know who he is. So that's just what that is. I ain't no need to go no further into that. I got a lot more stuff in there, but I just wanted to bring that out because, again, I didn't see nobody touch that. That just came out. All right, that just came out not too a couple days ago. Let's see if I got any messages out here. Anybody out here? Let's see. Okay, no, I got a couple of them. Okay. So now check this out. Now, again, we're going to find out who up in here, right? We're going to find out. All right, so did you hear this one here, right? There is a, do I got a, I don't know if I got a video. Do I got a video for that one? I might got a video for that. That's how I'm going to find out who up in here, right? Let me see if I got one. How about this one here? Did y'all see this here? Yeah, gonna pull that up for me, sir. All right, check this out, right? You see this one? They said the police department put out a fake warning about coronavirus contaminated drugs. Did you hear about that one? Yeah, somebody. So let me go ahead and tell you about this one here, man. Now, just imagine that, right? Now, you had to be too drugged up to even if you wanted to respond to that, you got to be tore up, right? That the police department, what they did is they put out a warning. I guess whether it was on, whether it was on TV, commercial, or something, they put out advertising in this particular area. And what they were trying to do is get those who had meth, right? They put out a fake warning that illicit drugs could be contaminated with coronavirus. So that those who were stupid enough, bring themselves to the damn police station, talking about, hey, could you check my drugs to see if I got some fucking coronavirus on it? Yeah, sure, I'll check it for you. And then arrest their ass. Right? Think about that. Think about that, right? Now, did they catch anybody? Now, would that be entrapment? Or that just you stupid enough to come in to get your drugs checked, and at the same time, okay, it's clear, but you just came in here with this amount, and according to the law, this is illegal, and we're going to arrest you, right? And so this was from the Tavares Police Department in Florida. There's always some things going down in Florida. Florida always like it's the little stepchild to the country, right? Always something going on there, right? It said the Merrillville Police Department in Wisconsin are among those that have taken a social media offer to test methamphetamines and other drugs. Now, they put this out. They had put this out. And this is said, warning, if you have recently purchased meth, it may be contaminated with the coronavirus. Please take it to the Merrill Police Department and we will test it for free. If you're not comfortable going into our office settings, please request an officer and they'll test your meth in the privacy of your home. Please spread the word. We are here for you. Now, that motherfucker's going to say, hey, come on, man. You're gonna test it. I don't want to catch no fucking coronavirus, man. Let's take this shit in and fucking get it tested, all right? Who dumbass going to do this? What? gonna do that? Who really gonna do it? Who gonna take that damn drugs in to the police station talking about something? Would you test this for me? Yeah, you know, right? Now, if you're high enough, I don't even know if you're even reading. Now, that had to be an educated druggie, right? I tell me you methed out like that. Now, again, I'm pretty sure, because meth is kind of like the bridge to when we was black folks, when we was going through with the crack era. Well, meth is y'all crack, right? Now, I'm not saying that there weren't white folks that went on crack, though. I ain't going to say that. There was white folks on crack, because those of us who live down on the low end, we seen you sneaking in there, coming in there, and when seeing you in there, we know what you was down there trying to get, so we know you was getting it, because again, if you was having the weak drugs, you know they gonna always come with the strong drugs there, right? But when we was going through it, it wasn't no, it was no epidemic, it wasn't considered a medical crisis, none of that stuff, right? It was just criminals, we're gonna lock you up, right? But now you get it. All your facilities, we got programs and money. We're going to take, okay, now. But these Maryland Police Department's like, fuck that shit. Let's put an ad out there and see what motherfucker we could catch. Now, again, see, the thing is, we have, there's a part where you need police. We're not going to say that you don't need police, because sometimes you're in a situation, and all motherfucker that can probably help you is the police, right? And you can't resolve it yourself. But, they kind of like, you ever seen the movie Enter the Dragon? Man, at the end, when after Bruce Lee and John Saxon then was whooping everybody's ass, and he go ahead and killed Mr. Hunt and came back, and then he had made the call when he was whooping everybody in the cave, right? When he did the Morse code and then to the British motherfucker, right? But it took till Bruce Lee and then whooped everybody else, and here come who? British motherfuckers in the helicopters when it was all over with, right? But that's how your police is, right? They come after the fact. They don't be there when it happens. Now, sometimes they can, just happen to be there, right? Just happen to be there, and it should happen. Okay, but 9 times out of 10, they coming after the fact. So, here it is. You want to put an ad out saying, hey, you drug addicts. I don't know. Yeah, can we say meth addicts or drug addicts? I guess we could kind of say that. So, okay, you on meth. You got some drugs? It might got coronavirus. Come on, bring it in. I would like to know how many people actually came in and did that. You was high as hell if you did that. You had to be high. Tell me, we'll test it for you. What? But the coronavirus is not something to be taken lightly, right? And why would you play with that? And again, we done heard some, people of the highest office say things like, well, don't take it serious. It's a hoax. It's not real. Quit. Matter of fact, then they had the, who was that that came out there said that quit buying the damn masks. Why the hell y'all buying all these damn masks? Right? So it's like conflicting stories, right? So it's like, damn you do and damn you don't. Is it real or is it not? Or is it scare tactic or is it about something else that later down the line your ass gonna need to be taking some damn shots, right? Virus. Maybe that's what they want you to do, right? They might be setting it up for all that, right? But I'm just saying that these mugs here put out an ad talking about putting out some fake ones of Corona's contaminated drugs. They actually did that, right? I mean, just lately, there's been a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't even really want to touch that story, but I had that story for about over a week now. And you hearing about what happened, those who remember about January 26th, what happened, right? Now, those first responders, did y'all hear? They took pictures of that crash site, and they were spreading them pictures around. They were spreading the pictures around. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it because I'm going to respect the fact of that. But I'm just saying. And I see nobody in the black corners touching that, right? Because, well, what kind of individual are you, right, that taking pictures and you're spreading it around, it's all around, and everybody's watching. I actually got a picture of it, but it's blurred. So those who got it not blurred, they had put it on Facebook and, and the gram and all that other stuff. So it's like, that's a crazy, I mean, that's just what we is. And some people are just barbaric like that, right? They don't get no shit. That's just, it ain't mine. And some people getting off of the fact, because again, you have this, People believe one way that they're praising, and other people looking at it because something that they want to believe and make. So it's. But again, police, right? Police, whatever it is to get the job done, we understand that. But I think because that police is a job that has something to do with merit, like if you want to obtain to go up the ladder, there might be a criterion that you got to have, like, like say you got to have 30, like playing a video game sometimes, you have to, all these criteria to get to the next level, right? So you got to have about maybe 30 arrests, 50% of them have to be convictions. There might be that criteria in there. We don't know that because we have to wonder sometimes why people do what they do. Like, what part of that is a part of the job? Like, planting drugs and planting guns and, lying. And so, again, isn't that entrapment to say that the police department is putting out fake warnings? Aren't you making shit up? Yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's what that is, y'all. Right? We'll do that shit, right? They put that shit out there like this, right? Okay. Now this one here, I'm going to give you, this is going to be a visual, right? I'm going to let you see it just in case you didn't see it. Right? Let me see. Do we got it? We ready over here? Let me see. We ready. Might be ready. We ready for that one? All right. So what we're going to do before we get into, let's see, should we do that? Yeah, we should do that. All right. So let's do that here. Do this here. And I got something for you. I want y'all to check this out, right? Because, I don't know, this is funny. But it's not funny, but it's funny, right? So I want you to check this out, and I'll come back afterwards. So we ready to roll that? Ready to roll? Roll it. Let's see if it's ready yet. Not ready? All right, here we go. Should be working. Let's see. Yeah, awful slow, right? You're awful slow over here, sir. Okay. It's still slow. Okay, so let's do this then. Here we go. All right, so check this out, and we
police
should be
used
right
a taser on an unruly traveler, but that wasn't enough. Take a look.
So police say this all started with a report of a man shot.
All right, y'all, technical difficulty as usual. They always trying to get on here doing some extra business over here. But we're going to get it off. We're going to get it off, right? That's what we do over here.
A taser on an unruly traveler, but that wasn't enough. Take a look.
So police say this all started with a report of a man shoving an airline employee. It turned into this. An officer says he was bitten. Another says the man tried to take his gun. They ended up getting help from passengers too and finally took down that suspect. His name is Jerome Tyson. Fox News' Macy Jenkins spoke to a couple of witnesses, including the man who shot that video. She's at DFW Airport. Macy.
All right, y'all. Not understanding why it's doing what it's doing. But we're going to eventually get it right because, again, a lot of times it just be, like I said before about trolls, right? You got trolls that work for, this we say, this thing that you call Google, YouTube, and they be haters, right? And what they do, they sit behind the screen doing things to sabotage you because, again, of the clarity that one might be doing. Now, again, this is nothing but news. This ain't nothing I made up, right? These are news reports. And I'll just, for those who may not have seen it, right? And that's all we do over here. We just Black Minds News. We do it from a Black Minds perspective. But the problem is, you want our perspective to be like yours, and you got skewed perspectives. You only see one thing from a lateral position. You don't see it from a unilateral position, right? So what you do is you try to say you're gonna try to sabotage it. But we gonna do what we do, because I don't understand why that's doing that, right? It's been working any other time, right? So we're gonna try it again. Let me see if I can get it going once again. You ready to start lagging me again, sir? All right, let's see if we get it all. Let's see. Because it don't make sense, right? It just don't make sense. Okay. It's showing it now with that, right? Yeah, okay. Let's try it one more time. Let's do it one more again, as they say. One more again. All right, try it again from the top.
So police say this all started with a report of a man shoving.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to that a little later, right? We're going to come back to that later, because I'm not understanding why that would not be showing, right? There ain't no reason for this not showing. Any other time, like if you avid watchers over here of my show, my stuff is crisp and clean like no caffeine, feeling 7-Up. Remember that old commercial for all who've been around? That's how my stuff is. But some odd reason now that I'm live, it seems to be stuttering and doing everything else. So that tells me that somebody's sitting up in here, if they not sitting up in here, because I know you don't want me around. You've been doing everything to get me up out of here, but we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere, right? We're not going nowhere. Because, again, you have your perspective of the general the news that you do. Well, we have a perspective about how we see it, too. Now, again, media has its agenda. I have no agenda. My agenda is my intro that I didn't do today. The truth don't need no partner. Again, as we're going to go down later, I got some things I want to show you that I just say, hey, what is this here? So I'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. Eventually, we'll get back to it. But for some odd reason, I'm having some technical difficulties. And I'm looking and I don't see, it's saying, why is that showing that? See, that's the problem right there, right? That's showing red, like there's something, okay, I see it now. Oh, okay, I see what you did, okay. I got you now, all right. So, let me do this here, check this out. Now, I was talking about discipline, and I don't know if y'all seen this or not, where this sister took her son in the bathroom. Right, did y'all see this here? Did y'all see that? Where the mom was praised for forcing child to do push-ups in the public bathroom. And it's not okay, right? That's what they say. Now, see, again, some people want you to look at everything from their perspective, right? The only way you need to see life is the way we see it, and that's the only way. That's kind of like, I guess a person can't see it from their perspective. They can't see it that if you don't do it the way I do it, because we're correct and we're 100% and we're always right, and the way you see it is, you don't know what you're talking about, right? You got people who actually live their life like that and really believe that. You can't think on your own, right? That you ain't got a brain of your own, right? You can't articulate from your own. It's kind of like watching, the general media, and they have a person who's going to tell you what you've seen. It's like the time when Rodney King, back of those who were around when the Rodney King situation took place, I guess that would be the beginning of really what you call about videos, right? That was that one video that was just like, that was the beginning of where we are now for social media and those who do YouTube and videos and stuff. And we see what we seen, right? And they said what they said happened, but what we seen and what they say didn't match. And because what we said, it couldn't be right because we said it. It's not right. But when you said, the way you connect the dots, it's right. You keep telling yourself that, right? That's what you do. You keep telling yourself that, we're right all the time. Yeah. That's why y'all cry so much at funerals, because you already know what time it is, don't you? You already know what time it is. All that faking and pretending like, oh, well, righteous people. Who you fooling, man? That's the whole thing. It's like, who y'all fooling? You know? But you get mad when somebody comes along and says, you know what? We're going to talk about this. We're going to, you know, not you guys. No. So let's just get to the story. So the point is, black woman, the situation had happened with a shorty. And way it is today, what they call corporal punishment, right? Or discipline. How about that? The discipline. Corporal, that's some military shit. We ain't gonna talk about that. We got corporal punishment, right? That's their shit. The whooping and all that stuff. But you know, they made that real bad, especially after the Adrian Peterson situation, right? And he'd have been a real dark-skinned, melanated boy. They wouldn't even care. But that boy was buttery. You know what I'm saying? Real buttery, too fine to be putting that kind of, you know, lashing on him that it would be seen, right? So you can't do that no more. Otherwise, the police going to knock at your door. They're going to talk about child abuse, child neglect, and all that. You're going to go through the whole rigmarole and all that. So she decided to take the boy in there. She had this, you know, thing when he can get out of pocket. Come on in and give me some push-ups, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But some people seen that as something wrong with that because they say, you know, it's not right. Wait a minute. Do you know there was a time in this country, now we're going to talk about now for you brand new mugs out here. When you see black people today and the way that the perception has been pushed out there, you look at black people as the most dysfunctional people in this country. But, black Americans was the moral compass of this country. I must say that again. Oh, we can go back. When black people was the moral compass of this country. We used to look at other folks' children acting tantrum. Come on, shit, fuck, mom, come on. That shit, that's because he didn't know what it tastes like to get a belt on his ass. He didn't know what it, you understand? Now, again, how we learned that from our inception from somebody who taught us when he didn't like what we did, he strung your ass up and he whipped your ass, right? That's what he would do, right? That's what he would do to you. So we incorporated that, but we did it out of love. Because see, that same Bible that you gave us, told us about spare the rod, right? Right? Spoil the child, spare the rod, right? And that there's a certain way, if you're going to administer it, it has to be out of love. You don't do it out of anger. But somebody who look at that and because they understood what you was doing to other people to break them, you would never administer that to yours. But it was okay to administer it to us. See, everything we taken from you of that bad part, we have flipped it and made it something positive and a fact. And then when you see that it was working, we got to stop that. Right? We got to stop that because if they rear these kids and had them right, then all these jails and police and lawyers and judges, you won't need all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to disrupt this household. Gonna get rid of that black man in that house, and we're gonna overburden this black mama. She gotta work, she gotta take care of them kids. You know what I'm saying? She trying to juggle all this. We gonna be the one teaching them in the school, and now we see what the school is implementing now these days, and it's like, damn. So you can't do nothing. So the kids really wilding, so they going to the jail, and then everybody pointing the finger. See, look, they're killing each other. No discipline. Discipline gone. So here's a mama to be committed about trying to instill some discipline, and they put a question to it. Is it not okay? Right? Well, how do you do yours? Because one thing you can say when you look at the dichotomy, black and white, black people, now again, we're not going to say that it's a myth that black people have not, as any other community don't have turmoil where people get killed and fighting and whatever. But because of the condition we've been in for so long, right? Those things have become a foundation to those people who can't get out from those environments, that the crumbs, right, that are fighting for trying to survive, when it's not enough crumbs, Or have you ever seen a pack of dogs when a breeder is feeding them and put the food down there? Only the strongest is going to get to eat the most. The rest of them weak is fighting, trying to get up in there. Well, if you're weak and you can't get the strong, what's going to end up happening? Somebody got to go. You got to find a way to get there because otherwise you're going to starve, right? So that's kind of like what that is. Because the whole design of how that whole been structured, nobody really wants to say that. Everybody wants to act like that ain't real. And so here's a mama who realized that I got to instill in this boy some structure so that the kind of man that I want him to be. And some people can look at that and say that that's wrong. But what was she supposed to do? A timeout? Does timeout stopping your son from going shooting up a whole church? Does timeout say ride in the car and pretend that somebody's suspicious and then you following them? And then you gonna say that he coming attacking you when he didn't have the right to protect himself because he didn't know who the hell you was? And yet you was told not to get out of the car, but you went out the car in the way, and then you want to cry because he defended himself and was whooping you, and then you used your gun to kill him and say he was attacking you? Did that work? You see what I'm saying? So when we used to have that kind of structure, we didn't have the turmoil that we got today. But you didn't want that. You didn't want that. You want what you see now because why? Some people benefit off of your detriment. I'm going to say that again. Some people in here benefit off of your detriment. And so they don't want you to be with structure and discipline. So they say, oh, wait a minute, is that wrong? She did push-ups. Huh? If he's in the military, give me 50. Give me 100. Oh, that's the military. But he's a soldier. He's a young boy, a young black man. Whether you want to admit it or not, black men in this country, where people want to say, you're still stuck on that old stuff. It ain't old, because it ain't never been dealt with. It's like you're dealing with the way you want it, right? You don't want nobody to really say anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, what they call fragility of mind, because you feel guilty. You don't live what I live. You don't go through what I go through. But you're quick to judge me. You're quick to say, oh, look at y'all. But you don't seem to know how to connect the dots and say the cause and effects. But you really to point and say, look at you. I remember somebody who said, I don't care what happened. I don't care. You're going to pipe my mom. Huh? Remember that cat? Remember that cat? Remember him? Pipe my mom. I don't care if they just created this and this. I don't care we design red lines and keep them. I don't care we economically deprived. I don't care. Right. So what becomes the sum total of you're not caring? None of your business, right? But then when you see it happen now, oh, look at you guys. Hey, I know y'all know there's a creator. I know you know that. All you know it is one. But you just say, well, if I pretend as if somebody can't read your hand, if I pretend, you can't pretend. And guess what? You still got to go by yourself. That's the whole thing to this. You still got to go by yourself. So all this playing and everybody, don't want to talk about what happened to them, and we're going to keep bringing more people in and not dealing with what we done did. Go ahead. See, all you doing, all this stuff that you're doing, surveillance and all this shit, is trying to make you peace of mind. The creator taking that away from you. Slowly but surely. He taking it away from you. Because why? You know what you do. In the confines of the people amongst you and the stuff in the conversation that y'all have, you know what y'all do and y'all saying. And here we is fighting just to keep so that you can't get them. You got to discipline your child, especially a young boy, because they waiting on them, right? Like a predator, just itching. Remember the story for those who are avid watchers of my show? The little girl, 6 years old, right? The video just came out, right? Little girl in Florida, right? Now, again, there's some other faults before that, because the assistant principal, I think she should be out here too, right? That sense of principle, the one that end up saying want to press charges because she kicked you. Now, I'm not condoning a 6-year-old do what she do, but again, you got a bad day. I can have a bad day. A kid can have a bad day too. I thought that's what detention in that little room that they put you with the paper over the window. Remember that, y'all? Remember those who go there, the people who would go class and go down the hallway, and then they had the paper over the damn window? Somebody try to poke a hole so they can see who hell be in that damn classroom. Be one of your friends. Damn, you in that? I can't say that word today, can I? Can I call him one? Can I call him one, right? No, I can't do that, right? But you know what I'm talking about. Those that be in that damn room. And so that's what end up happening. You don't create them to be in that damn room so that you can label them and say, oh, see, look, there's something wrong with it. No. You don't go through what I go through. So when you see a black mama, single black mama out here trying to do what she's trying to do, oh yeah, we're gonna praise and commend her because she understands. She's not gonna just let her child just rip and run up out of here and doing whatever. Just like the other video I did the other day, where the sisters had to say that they make their boys do face chat so they can have a, record where they was, a conversation, who they was with. So when the police pulled them up and picked them up and tried to stick something to them, guess what? They got that. And the Chinese dude was like, well, you gotta have an alibi all the time? Yeah, ain't that funny as hell? Black folks gotta always have a damn alibi. Right? Matter of fact, don't ever be in a situation where the person who could testify and witness for you is black. Because they're gonna be like, well, black people lie for black people, so somebody white there? Right? That kind of shit, right? So you damn right we gotta sit here and discipline the damn children and have them do all kind of shit. Otherwise, you gonna get them. Then sometimes it can be situations where they ain't done nothing. And they'll fight 30, 40 years and then come to find out exonerated. Well, sorry. We thought we had the right one. You get what I'm saying? That's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. I can't do my videos today for y'all because they shutting it down. So I'm just going to do my articles and then I'm going to call it a day. I got a couple more. I got some articles. Because the real one I wanted to do, it's going to be trending. Maybe not. It may not. So check this out. Those, again, I can't even play my intro for subscribe, like the video, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you feel the need, go ahead. Show is a little raggedy. This is the first time I've been back in since shit. They was banned me. Last year I got banned. There's 12 months in a year, right? I was banned. 3 months. I was banned 3 times last year for 3 months to keep me from going live. So where is it I'm saying over here that nobody don't want me to hear? And I'm the most suppressed show that there is on YouTube. I am the most suppressed show. They will make you think that nobody wants to hear what you got to say. But you have to do your magic to do that. Because what is it that I'm saying that you don't want heard? It ain't nothing but what you got out here in the news. I just said it from my perspective. But you don't like that, right? That's okay. It is what it is. So let me go to this next one I got right here. Matter of fact, let me show you this. Now, that was a sister who did that, right? Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this one here. Let me show you this. Now, there was the same one, but this was a Cook County judge. And she had a niece. And what the niece was doing is acting up in class. So her sister told her, hey, you're a judge. We're going to bring her down there. Those who've been around remember Scared Straight. We ain't talking about today's Scared Straight. We're talking about back in the day Scared Straight. When you wasn't, oh shit, damn, man. Oh, man, nigga was scared shit out. I don't want to go to jail, right? Please don't take me to jail, right? That kind of shit, right? So here it is. Judge decided to take the niece to teach her a lesson. Bring her in. Put her in the lockup. You understand? Just to put it in her mindset, say, hey, this is what happened when you act up and being bad. This is where you end up being. Life lesson, right? Now, even for myself, I done did that to my daughter one day. I did that. She was bullying up, the other ones. She was bullying them up. And I was like, man, look, I'm tired. You in here shacking them, right? She, because she was just like a shack on them. And I was like, look, hold on, man. So after she had did that, I said, all right, come on, put your shoes and stone coats on. Come on, let's go outside. So we walking. She don't know where we going. We walking. I'm talking to her. Huh? And then we walked to the police station. She said, what we going up in here for? We're going here to the desk. Hey, I need you to put her up in the cell for a couple minutes for me. He was looking at me like he knew what I was talking about. We didn't do it. But she was like, why you trying to do that to us? I said, cuz, you ain't hearing me. You're not hearing me, though, right? You ain't hearing me, right? But that was a lesson for her, so that she never forgot that. I tell him one day he walked me to... Yeah, it was a lesson to be learned in that. So here's the same thing. A judge does this. Now, this is a judge. Did the same thing. I can't show the video because they won't let me play shit. But I would have showed it to you. So he did the same thing. Took her, put her in the cell, and they said, oh, they want to get rid of her. Now, again, is it all right? The judge did it. The judge felt like it was a deterrent. So a mama having a boy doing push-ups is the same thing. Sometimes the measures don't meet your criterion because you don't come from the environments we come from. You don't come under the circumstance we come from. But you're from the outside looking in, like I always say, a mannequin. Like when you're on the outside looking at the mannequin, it's like, damn, boy, that look good if I buy that and put that on me. That's how y'all look at us. And then sometimes I listen to the music. I know the damn song. You know what I'm saying? I got down the Ebonics. I got all that down. Matter of fact, I don't know why Ice Cube let that white boy in that damn movie tell that other black man, say, I'm blacker than you on your best day. You can never be me. Huh? You remember that? Y'all remember that? Wasn't he supposed to let him say that shit? He wasn't supposed to let him say no shit like that. What? But it was the crossover, right? That tickled some of them in their heart. Yeah, I'm blacker than you on your best day. It's kind of like the Eminem, right? Eminem and Lord Jamal, right? We got Lord Jamal like, hey man, you guessing this wrong? Hey, nigga, I ain't no guess, nigga. I'm infrastructuralist. What are you talking about? And then all them arguing, hey, he's better than the rest of them. He sells more. Yeah, Elvis too, right? We can go down the list, right? We can go all down the list on that. And everybody, matter of fact, Tyson Fury, right? Oh, y'all hearing that lately on that? Boy, I got all this to show you and I can't do it. Huh? I want to show you this so bad, but I can't because they're not going to let it get off. Right? Motherfucker, inundating me with all these packets so that my shit is just steady so I can't do nothing but just give what I'm showing you. Right? Anyway. So this judge did the same thing. Keep trying to instill some discipline so that why I don't let this system eat your ass up. Right? So, what about this? What about this one, y'all? What about this one? This is why I'm talking about this, right? Let me show you this one here. Did y'all see this? Right? All right, let me go ahead and, you see that? 5 teens charged with capital murder. Mississippi. Oh, I'm going to say that again. 5 teens charged with capital murder in Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter I, humpback I. Remember that? Huh? Yeah, right? They got charged, right? Now, I don't know if anybody heard it because, again, I had the stories. That's what I do over here. I will give you, the news so that it can go on. But, they over here doing what they doing to me right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it like, again, I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they was talking about, technology and how that, so everybody coming so dependent on it. And I said, well, when you came out of an era when you didn't have that, when you had to go to the library, the card catalog, digital, you had to learn how to do alphabetical, A, B, B, C, D, right, to spell the word out and all that good stuff. See, when you take that away from me, I still can manage. I can go to manual mode. That's where I'm going right now. So, murder of a South Mississippi teen revealed by doorbell cameras. And I say, now, they also are trying to get y'all into them doorbells cameras, right? You might as well just say we in a police. You might as well say this is all police stuff now. All the street lights pretty much got cameras, right? They got the cameras. They got the drones going around. They ain't trying to tell nobody about lights and plate readers, everything else, right? So now they say if we put them on the doors, guess what? We got airway. We covering everything. So they tied that in part of the story. So in Biloxi, Mississippi, the family of a 16-year-old girl who was murdered in her home Monday says their Ring doorbell shows the 5 suspects entering and leaving the house. Madison Harris was shot in her grandparents' Biloxi home on the afternoon of February 24th of 2020. 5 teens were later charged with capital murder in her death. Have y'all noticed? Y'all seeing that picture right there? Normally they don't show the damn picture. I didn't know that. Okay, well, we'll get into that. James Waldeck, who was engaged to Madison's grandmother and lives in the house where the murder took place, said he learned something was wrong when his doorbell app showed an ambulance at their home. According to him, the camera at the garage door revealed much more about what happened in his home. Madison was here with her very good friend Paul, and her dad was in the backyard raking leaves, Waldeck said. One girl came in I saw on the Ring doorbell about a half hour before, and then according to my Ring doorbell, see, they keep saying that Ring doorbell, right? Ring doorbell. See, look, you could catch something. You guys better get it. 4 of them charged in an unlocked door. Oh, I guess 4 of them charged in an unlocked door here at the carport, and within a matter of 10 seconds of shooting and screaming, and then they were running out of the door, being chased by Paul, her friend, and then her dad. Madison, now wait a minute, so they shot her, but they ain't shoot at them, and they chasing them. Madison had lived in the house with Waldeck, her grandmother, and her dad for the last 4 years, ever since her parents divorced. 5 teenagers between the age of 15 and 17 were charged with capital murder. In Madison's death, Waldeck said Madison considered some of those suspects friends. They were in a house number of different times. I thought as friends, yes. They just lived 2 or 3 houses down and across the street. We think they were involved in the burglary at the house 2 weeks ago. Of course, the police were called and we were pressing charges against that first crime, and they were afraid that this may have been retaliation against us reporting the crime. Okay, so it looks like, I don't know if I need to go no more of that. So that's what that is, right? So looks like, according to that particular story, that there were some friends that, I don't know, I guess, I don't know why they robbing your house and still coming to your house. But the girl that's killed is a white girl. She's white. And who you see on your screen to be all black. Now, again, we don't condone violence. We're never going to advocate for when you're wrong, right? Because some people get that misconstrued. They say, well, I always want to advocate for that. Well, we only advocate when, we can see. Now, again, this is fresh. It's kind of new. Haven't too much updates. But I caught it on the first day. I don't know if they're even showing it like this anymore. But I was kind of like, wow, wait a minute. Capital murder? Like, wow. They came with capital murder on all 5 of them, right? Now, they got one gun. So, who did the shooting? Right? Who did the real shooting? So I got the other part to the story here. It says 5 teens charged with capital murder in Mississippi, which you see on your screen. And it talks about how the police arrest 5 teens who were now charged with capital murder after a robbery. It said investigators said that they robbed the girl under the age of 18 and threatened her at gunpoint. A fight broke out. The victim was shot and killed. Police have identified teens at 17-year-old. They got their name. Yakisha Blackman, 15-year-old Willow Blackman, 15-year-old Jasmine Kelly, and 17-year-old Jarvis Cook, and 17-year-old Jaquez Porter. Now, normally when I see they underage, they normally don't put their name out there like that, right? They really don't do that, right? They kind of just like, they withhold that, right? They may say the ages, they don't put the faces out, and they don't put the name out. But they did all that, right? And just because where they at in Mississippi, this is business, right? I remember what's one time it used to be called what? Hang a Niggas, Mississippi? You want to call a place called Hang a Nigga, Mississippi? Huh? So when we talk about discipline earlier, I can't even say whether they didn't have that or not. Maybe an incident pursued and something happened again. Somebody got a gun. Maybe it wasn't because you even brought it to do that. Maybe it was because, a lot of times, caring what the environment you live in, some people believe you got to be out here packing all the time. Killed or be killed, right? So an incident pursued and something went down, but it is what it is because now they're going to have to deal with that. And we have to sit here and kind of observe and maybe we're going to have to kind of be in tune as to how this is going to play out because all 5 can get capital punishment, or is that just they throw it out as the shock value, right? Because again, we're going to condolences to the girl that got killed. Now again, I said white girl because I'm just identifying the difference between who they are so that you know that, see, they went all out. Because I don't know if it's been black on black. I don't know if they go out like that. But this is a message to say, look, you touch one of ours, right? And that's the seriousness of it. But when we advocate when people do wrong to us, it's like, those who did, remember I did the show called Devil in a White Suit, and that was when Lamont Hill was talking about Freddie Gray, and the dude name was Hawk. That was his name. His name was Hawk, right? And it was just one. It's just one, right? As if all the deaths that done happen. And again, that probably will try to make the bridge and say, well, black people killing black people. Okay. It's kind of like family fighting. I don't condone the fact that people getting killed. What I'm saying is when family fight, it's like you can be in your family. You and your cousins and stuff, y'all get into this big argument, y'all, but it be family. But if somebody else came in that's not family, that's an outsider and start talking, y'all all get together and whoop you'll whoop them, right? And that's just how it is. And so that's the same thing what you're doing here when somebody of y'all persuasion is mercilessly killed in the way that it went down. You're throwing the book at everybody to say, we're going to kill you. We're going to use a system to do it. Whether you pulled the trigger or not, you was accomplice to it, you going down capital murder too, right? So I just say, we're going to have to look at this, right? I don't know how many people covered it or looked at it, but that's what it is. 5 teens. They got their face out there. They got their name all out there. So it's like, I don't know. I think I got somebody up in the house here. I want to apologize. I ain't got no video, y'all, but I'm doing what I can. Black Beauty, what's up? Grand Rising. Black global family system is beyond evil. That's what Black Beauty always say. How you doing there, sir? Ma'am? You changed that picture, didn't you? So it's just, that's what it is, man. Like I say, discipline comes with the simple fact that having your children not to be a part of this. Incidents happen, accidents happen, but they said one of them was already had been in some trouble and was already kind of like walking, still dealing with that. And then to come back and do this on top of that. So it's like, I don't know, man. I think, people going to have to start having these real conversations with children, grandchildren, niece, nephew, you're going to have to understand, hey, there's a monster out here that you don't see that's ready, he wants to eat you. And if you like they say, Dracula can't enter unless you allow him. So if you give him the opportunity, he's going to take it. And, that's 5 seats for life if they don't get the capital. That's what they're going for. And they're getting you real young. So that's a lot of free labor, right? And we're not condoning what happened at all. But these are the things that need to be shown, because we got to look at this as our families and our children that are out here. Again, it could take a 6-year-old out of grade school, had a bad day, fingerprint her, right? Locked her up, gave her a record, then come back and tell me they expunged. I'm like, wait a minute, how did you expunge if you didn't charge and to get convicted for it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They said they had to expunge your record. Wait a minute, how'd you get that far? So that just go to tell you, man. That's just to show y'all what it is. And, we can ignore it if we want to. But, people got their way how they look at it, and that's how they coming at you. I got a couple more here for y'all, right? I got a couple more. I had plenty more, but because I can't do videos, because for some odd reason, I'm going to have to go back and fine-tune this up. That I can't do videos today because they wasn't expecting me coming on. But they're here anyway, right? They here. So did y'all see this? How about this one? Say goodbye, Columbus Day. That CPS, the Chicago Public School, ends the holiday in favor of Indigenous Peoples Day. Parade organizers call it a slap in the face. You know I'm going to say that again. Goodbye, Columbus Day. Chicago Police or Chicago Public School ends the holiday in favor of Indigenous Peoples Day. And parade organizers call it a slap in the face. Okay? Now, this here is about, I haven't seen this for a while, about this Indigenous Day, right? That they're trying to implement this in there, right? And the article says that the Chicago Public School will no longer observe Columbus Day. You have to ask yourself, in hindsight, knowing what you know that you might be grown now, what contribution did Columbus do here anyway? What was it that Columbus do? I don't think Columbus even touched here. I don't even think he came here, right? But for some odd reason, they gave him credit for it, right? Anyway, tell me if I'm wrong, right? Okay. So the Board of Education voted to change the name to Indigenous Days, or Indigenous Peoples Day, as other cities and school districts have done. The board voted on the issue 5-2. School holiday will be on October 12th this year. Said the CPS is working to develop the new curriculum to more accurately tell the history of Native American cultures. Now again, we don't have a problem with that. Some of us might question the fact of who really is the indigenous. I'm going to say that again. Some people may even question as to who is who really when they talk about indigenous. Now, we know that there are people, and there's people, again, don't be offended when I say that. I'm only saying because some question. Some say that, Indians could have been black people, because some people have read in the I think is it Ivan Van Sertima's book that talk about before Columbus, and even some of the writings of Columbus talk about when he seen Negroes, right? So then people talk about the Aztecs and all them. Again, everything gets skewed because of time and because we have not been able to pass nothing down. So we can only go on what has been given, right? And even when reading history, and then sometimes things are being sanitized, you got to take it for what it is, right? But anyway, so they want to observe this and call it the Native American cultures, right? But they said that this holiday has been controversial. But when you go to the history of how Christopher Columbus actually became instituted, there's a history to that if y'all didn't know that, right? Because, Christopher Columbus is primarily trying to make him an Italian explorer, right? And he discovered the region. Now, see, again, they won't say he was here. They say he was in the regions known as the Americas in 1492, right? And according, they give credit that it was already populated by indigenous people. Some have argued that Columbus' actions led to their genocide. What you mean? Argued. That's a fact. There ain't no argument about that. That is a fact, right? You know, again, like you say, you got to watch the wording sometimes, people say. Now, they say those who oppose to renaming the holiday argue that the day is meant for celebrating Italian heritage and historical contributions. Now, that part is true. How they came up with Columbus Day had to do with those who might know about the history about Louisiana. Oh, yeah. Did you know that? That, let me go ahead and tell y'all this. Let me go ahead and tell you this, just in case for somebody who'd never heard that before. In Louisiana, what year was that? What year was that? Let me see if I got that in here. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, here it go. Columbus Day, they say that the period between 1880 and 1920, known as the Great Arrival, when they talked about at least 3 million Italian immigrants who migrated to the United States. And in this era of these 3 million that came here, which they were from the southern Italy, right? Now, again, when you know history and know about the difference between the north and south in that part of over there, one is considered white and the other one is smudged because of the Moors, right? So they had black blood, right? So when they came here, the Italians that came here, they were classified as niggers, right? It was in the niggers category, right? Because going back at that particular time, there was only 2 races, right? It was black and white. And so the Italians were thrust into the country being one and not the other, which meaning they were niggers and not white folks, right? And so they were like, they said like the Irish, again, they too used to be considered niggers, smoke, what they call smoke Irish and stuff like that. They were niggers too, right? And so that the Italians were not perceived as white, and they were the in-between people. And so once the Italians understood that they could be classified and get into this white category, right? A situation had happened that helped that to happen, okay? Now, what happened was, supposedly there was an event that took place in Louisiana and end up hanging about, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was about 11 Italians got hanged, right? White people went out there, matter of fact, crashed the jail. They were mob action to jail to go get them because a situation had happened. Well, I think it was a police officer or something like that got killed, right? And so, white people went out there in mob action, strung them up. So that caused a big ruckus. So the consolation to kind of quell that down, the president ended up instituting Columbus Day as reconciliation for that event. I'm going to say that again. How you got Columbus Day had nothing to do with what you think Columbus Day. It had to do with an event that took place in Louisiana where 11 Italians got hung in a big ruckus riot. And the consolation was the president signed Columbus Day because Columbus is considered to be an Italian explorer. And that's how you got instituted your Columbus Day. So now they want to take, because slowly what's been happening, due to, again, the country supposedly is getting more browner, they say, right? Might be looking browner, but when they put on that census paper, people checking that white box. I'll say that again. Huh? Might be looking like it's getting browner. The show I did a couple days ago, right? Talked about how you have Puerto Ricans who are known they black, but on that census, they even checking white. So a lot of people just like them, Irish and Italian and so forth, checking that box because there's a privilege. Then you got some odd people who know they black, but they ain't standing for black because, matter of fact, that's kind of like, I wanted to go into this situation or to show y'all what was going on with there's a controversy with the Tyson Fury and the Deontay Wilder fight that has come to light. And I had that for you right here, but they not going to let me show no videos. Everything I try to show video is going to be stuttered. So it don't make no sense for me try to do it. But was race involved in this? You understand? Was race involved in that? Now, some people say somebody just got mollywop, beat down. Okay. You can get beat down. But if there's rules and regulations to the game, right? And if you don't abide by the rules and regulations, then you lose by default, right? Just based on competition. And then to see that what had happened, and if I could show y'all, man, I wish I could show you. Because when you see it with your own eyes, there's a lot of people who are denying what they see. Right? It's kind of like, just what it is. You can present things to some people and they can see it with their own eyes, but they're going to reinterpret it to fit that square peg in the round hole for themselves. And so I might be able to show pictures. I might be able to do that. But there was some parts I want you to hear. I might be able to do it without showing it. So we'll get to that. But let's get back to this Indigenous. So that's how you got Christopher Columbus Day, right? That's how you got Christopher Columbus Day. So now that they're trying to institute this Indigenous People Day, it's going to rock some people differently. Because the Italians know how that came into institute. It's really about them. But they just use that, they put him on the pedestal to make it seem like it's about him. Because when you know history, you know that Christopher Columbus never even came here. Right? That's why I said the Americas. Now you're talking about everything within the Monroe Doctrine, right? Those who know about the Monroe Doctrine, right? That shit, right? The Chinese said, fuck that shit no more. That shit don't work no more. That was game. But anyway. So that's what it is, right? So now that you want to come with this and institute this, now it's not just in Chicago. There's other places that are doing it too. It's slowly matriculating itself around. But you're going to have backlash. Because it's kind of like saying, we as BADOS in this land, Black American Descendant of Slaves, right? By us being here from the inception, now a lot of people say, well, you are immigrants too. We were here before there was an establishment of 1787, which became the United States. We were here before that. So there was no immigration laws. There was none of that. So you can't put us in that category. So stop it. Stop the bull. You understand? We cut from the cloth of those who built this land, blood, sweat, tears. And guess what? It is what it is. Quit trying to commingle us and trying to label us something else when this is who we are. So, but yet other people who know they have a home from somewhere else, they come here. And then you can wave your flag. You come here and have Cinco de Mayo and you have all this other stuff. And yet black people in this country got nothing. What do they got? And y'all see it openly, and no homage, no respect, just gimme. And don't give a fuck about what happened to you, right? We don't give a fuck about what happens to you. So, Indigenous Day, they got allotted land. You got checks, you got casinos, right? What are black folks getting? Oh, you just crying and bickering all the time. You're always crying and begging. Just toughen up and do like the rest of us. The rest of y'all didn't do nothing either. Most of you came immigrants too. Parents came on Ellis Island. We was here before Ellis Island. We built Ellis Island. How about that? No respect for that, right? Yeah, we don't respect you for that. So let me go ahead and tell you about this whole Indigenous Day, what they talking about here. Let me go ahead and tell you that. I'm so damn mad that I can't do my videos, but that's all right. And so, like I said, just saying it's going to replace it. Now that was Chicago. I want to tell you about it entirely in the country. But I'm just saying that it being what it is as Columbus Day, it was a farce anyway. What significance does it have to this country anyway? Nothing. It's just the story at the beginning of the lie that they done told. That's all. And again, when you talk about Native Indigenous, there's a blurred line in that too. Because there's stories that talk about those that were, let's say, Mansa Musa and his brothers, and then they talk about how they left and came, but they said, well, they didn't make it. Right? Africa closer to South America than if you went from where he went in Europe, right, to get over to the Caribbean islands. You don't tell me, and he can't get from the west part of Africa, couldn't get over to South America, and couldn't get over there, right? That ain't closer. The Egyptians, they built boats that could not. This craziness, man. It's all crazy nonsense when you think about how some people do anything to try to make you can't be first. That's sickness. But the problem is, nobody can say y'all sick. Only you get to diagnose everybody. Nobody else get to say, hey man, you know, I'm your friend. I'm like Chucky, I'm your friend to the end. I've been with you so damn long. I'm going to tell you the truth. You don't want to hear that. You know, a good friend going to sit there and tell you straight up. I'm going to be like, hey, I mean, you fucking up, man. You know you fucking up, right? But you don't want to hear that shit. That kind of friend you don't like. You like the friend that, you like that kind of friend. Kissing ass all damn day. That's the friend you like. Now I'm going to tell you straight up. Right? Only time you want that is when back in the days of the mammy, right? Mammy, it's all so good with Master D. That kind, right? You know, Scarlett O'Hara talking to that kind of shit. Matter of fact, didn't you hear Trump talk about that shit not too long ago? Talking about we need to go back to like a Gone with the Wind. Nigga, we know that's subliminal talk for. we understand what you saying, right? But anyway, so Indigenous Day to replace Christopher Columbus Day. Not just in the school in itself, just history in itself. But like I say, Columbus Day is tied in with the Italians. And they ain't going to have a little problem with that. But they don't really want to say that because then you're going to start learning the history that how they got instituted, as I just told you. That's how they became white. Because they was not white in the beginning. Them nor the Irish. Both were black. Right? We were considered in the black category. So ain't that something? You could be white and categorized as black, and then you somehow, the white skinness can still get you out of the black category. But when you black, you know what some of y'all doing. Some of y'all is, you're black looking, your mind white. You try to do everything else, live by. Some people will even make this, now let's put it like this. Not all people of the alphabet people, right? You might be the alphabet people, right? All right, we're going to say that everybody in the alphabet people who are black, and I ain't talking about everybody else, but the black ones. Are all of them really that? Or do they see that as an avenue for economics and some kind of stability if I play the game with it? Could there be some of them in there too? Oh, you bet your last bottom dollar, but there's some in there running that game like that, right? So you got people who jumping off of this to be other things. You got some black women, I ain't gonna say all, some of them black, you jumping up being feminists. I'm a woman, we're women. See, men are doing this wrong. Wait a minute, the black man was in the same damn situation with your ass. How the hell you gonna talk about I'm a woman? Can I just say I'm a man? Will that shit work? Fuck that, I ain't black no more. I'm just a man. Who was that? I think that was Roland Martin said the shit. I'm a man. I'm a man. Right? They told that stuff, that Spencer dude, I'm a man. He said, he wanted to say, I'm a black man, I'm a Christian, I'm a man. Nah, nigga, I'm black. Period. Nothing precedes that. I'm black first. You like it or don't like it, that's your business. It is what it is. I don't have to pretend something in order to make you feel comfortable. This is what the Creator made. This is who the seed line and the cut that I'm from. I ain't got to make you feel comfortable. That's your business, not mine. And so this indigenous whole shit, well, shit, when is somebody going to put to the forefront and talk about nobody want to deal? See, that's the hand everybody don't want to play in spades. Because you know he holding the big joker, the little joker, and the ace of spades. He ain't even trying to play the card because you know he can't win. So everybody just going to act like we don't even recognize. We just waiting for y'all to just, they, again, the last show that I did too was talking about the biggest next race that's growing is the mixed race. So we got people out here who are the byproduct of two different races. I am simply playing this game race. And guess what? Because you are two people, you get a choice. You used to be finding somebody, one drop of black blood made you black, right? That don't apply no more. It's it's kind of like I'm a man, but I feel like I'm a woman. Yes, I have penis. Yes, I have testosterone, but in my mind, my thoughts, I'm a woman. So that's what they're saying too with them. Yes, I'm black and I'm white, but I'm choosing to be white. I'm checking the white box. Okay, I'm checking the white box. I'm checking the white box. Okay? Yeah, okay with you? I'm white. I'm hot. I'm white. I'm hot. I'm white. Until you get your nigga wake up call. Then you gonna find out. Hey, they don't say that. They don't really care about us. Hey, I'm getting in that trouble. Here you come. We're gonna have to be on Noah's Ark. We're gonna close that door soon. We're gonna leave your ass out there to drown. All right, let me go to the next part. Let me get man, I'm mad that I can't do my videos. Y'all just don't know. I had already put the show. I'm gonna try to get that one part so y'all can see that. I got a couple more. But that's Indigenous Day. I'm just saying, indigenous to who? We indigenous. We the indigenous. You got your land. You got paid. So that relinquished any other rights. You sold your rights. Right? You did the Esau Jacob story. You sold it for a casino. You sold your birthrights for a casino. We ain't sold no birthright. We got some sellouts, but we ain't sold nothing. And nobody want now that those children of the bloodline are starting to say, hey, what King say, come to collect the check. Oh, nobody want to talk about that one. Oh, that Stiers came on there, huh? Stiers coming, I ain't for reparations. Yeah, motherfucker was sitting on their damn hand like, oh, that's crazy. I'm getting there talking that shit. Nigga, ain't nobody finna do no reparations. In South Carolina, oh man, I got family that's cut from there. Y'all, boy, I don't understand what the hell happened with y'all. As much damage as mother done did. Y'all went in there and gave the motherfucker more life. What the, Damn, boy. Whew. All right, so what I got left? All right, well, I guess I should go ahead so I can go ahead and get it in the show. All right, let me show because I had a video. I'm gonna try to do it. I want y'all to see this. Now, normally I don't go here. Normally I don't do this when I do my show. I don't touch that. But as I was saying, there's some race to this. There's some race to this. See? Did y'all see this? Because see, the topic out there is talking about this, but guess what? Tyson Fury dipping his hands in petrol for 5 minutes a day to toughen up knuckles before Deontay Wilder's rematch. You know I'm going to say that again. Tyson Fury dipping his hands in petrol for 5 minutes a day to toughen up knuckles before Deontay Wilder's rematch. Now, somebody might hear that and say, oh, what? And I know those who hear that are saying, right? He just got whooped. All right. We seen that part. But, like I said, the last few days, there's been some, things put out here that is going to just defy unreasonable, unequivocally, without a doubt, that something was not right. Huh? Or something wasn't right. But, I just put let's see if I do this. Let's see. See, I ain't going to be able to show it. I ain't going to be able to show it. Let me see if I can get it to go. But you remember, let's see if I get the brother to see if I can get it clean. Give me a clean picture here. There we go. That's good. So, remember, you got to look at it like this. Right? Brother right there, Deontay Wilder, right? Now, again, people going to have this say, oh, man, whoop-de-woo, you know what I'm saying? He not traditional, box, one hand. Oh, okay, if that's what your argument might be. But do you remember this conversation he had with that dude, Radio Raheem? And what he said? To that day, right? To the day. Remember he kept saying that? You know what he was talking about, didn't you? Huh? You know what he was representing, right? And I never seen so many black people who were so quick to run on the other side. Yeah, see, he whooped his ass. I told you. Okay, let's just say, for instance, he only throw one punch. Now, okay, and this you gonna say everybody he fought was bums. Right? Everybody gotta be bums, right? But that was like 41 times. Knock bums out. One punch. You throw it all the punch. He didn't need one. Now, I'm not saying whether that's proficiency in boxing as into, if you're going to win on points on boxing. But if he only need one, that's all he need. You know what I'm saying? Popeye the Salad Man need to eat one can of spinach and hit you with the one poom. And Bluto beat every time. No matter how much Bluto be beating his ass up. Yeah, old school, right? All Popeye needed was a can of spinach and the one punch, and Bluto was busted. He whooped him every time. Come on, Olive. I ain't playing the same. Huh? Every time, right? So that's what it was, right? But this brother was representing something. He was representing something. And he was starting to get into this status of talk, he's about to be with Muhammad Ali and this, and he got the highest knockout percentage, right? He was excelling. Now again, is he the fundamental orthodox type box? No. But when the Creator chooses you, right, and give you a gift, things is changing. It ain't the same way. You can't talk about the era when it was Ali, Foreman, Frazier. You can't talk about that. Mugs ain't built like that. That's why they destroyed all the projects and all that. Because the environment, the competition, when we down here and we hooping, playing football and slap boxing, all that good stuff, then when we get to that professional level, that's why you got all them doing what they was doing. But it ain't that kind of era anymore. It's not like that anymore. So, the rose is growing up out of the concrete, out of a situation that you didn't even think that a rose could grow up out of. And somehow get in a situation and somebody put him on a platform and boom, he do his thing. Now, what we seen here, a brother that was just, like I say, he was saying stuff, talking about stuff, representing stuff, and seemed to have been invincible. Was it in the crawls of a lot of people? His own people was in the crawl of them too. There was a lot of them was hating on him. Right? Besides it's already, to understand you already have a person or enemy already and then have internal enemies. It's kind of like what, they get the movie with Malcolm X. Right? A lot of internal stuff there too, right? Seem to be the worst times, right? So, let's just say, Mr. Blow, how are you trying to say this is race? Well, Have you ever noticed that the United States can't never build like the champion can never be like I never seen the white boy from the United States. He ain't built to do nothing. He's built to do the diabolical shit. That's what he good at. He good at diabolical shit. But when it comes to this gift, skill, that ain't him. If he gonna be on their side, he gonna be coming from across the water. You get what I'm saying? He ain't gonna come from here. Even if y'all want to say Tom Brady, even if you want to say Tom Brady, them motherfuckers cheating, right? When they cheating, and then I'm trying to put them in the same breath with Michael Jordan, huh? What, Kobe? LeBron? Do you know how long the list we can start saying motherfucking names, and then here y'all coming? Matter of fact, you got a movie about a fictional motherfucker that talking about he was this motherfucker, and you got a real motherfucker from Philadelphia. He don't even make the movie about him. You got about this fictional cat that when Andrew Cunanan was after that ass, the nigga put up the big ass damn fence, he could keep Andrew Cunanan from getting his ass. You got to know what I'm talking about to know that one. If you remember that one, him and Donna, all them was putting up big ass fence. Andrew Cunanan coming to get my ass. That was Rambo, right? Rocky. But we talking about having these people that people either want to say icons, heroes, right? You can touch them. They tangible. They real. These other people they talk about, Superman, Spider-Man, Thor, huh? Ain't nobody real. Ain't never met mama. I ain't never seen mama like that. Get the logo on the thing with the basketball. And Jerry, oh, he could hoop back in the day. I ain't saying he can't hoop. Shit, I think Wilt should have been on there too. Huh? Bill Russell, right? Okay, fuck it. Jordan. You fucking get consolation. Get the Kobe then. Get the LeBron then. Get somebody. Huh? A whole bunch of people could do it. But they be having they mug up on there like they legit like that. He ain't. So here was some dude that, again, may not been the type of boxer that you want, but he was doing the things that he was doing. So I showed you this because you may say, well, what does that got to do with anything? Well, they're saying, let me show you this, all right? Because they were saying something about the way that the mug hands and them gloves just wasn't right. I said they wasn't right, man. Something about them was just not right. You've seen that punch, the way that glove was flopping, say his hand went all up in the glove. And so was he bare knuckling him? Was he bare knuckling him? Maybe he was bare knuckling him. Huh? Maybe he was bare knuckling him. And if he was bare knuckling him, and they say you dipping your hand in petrol for 5 minutes a day, then we have to ask yourself, what does petrol to your hands do for your knuckles? What does that do for your knuckles? That might be some. Wasn't his trainer? What's his name? Sugar Dad, Sugar Hill, right? And they from Detroit. So maybe, black folks, Detroit, worked up to the plantation, working for the GM, dealing with them cars, right? So maybe brothers came up with an idea, because, your hands got, if you ever, again, I don't know about today. I know back in the day, I worked on my cars, right? Get up under there, change that alternator, you know what I'm saying, starter, whatever. Get up under the hood, right? Hands get cut, hands get, right? So let's just say you did that for a living, like they did, building cars up in the Motown City. So maybe they found somebody, came with some kind of concoction that knew how to make your hands so that your hands didn't get cut. They was tough than a motherfucker. And this became some kind of, like a technology. And so bare knuckle mug probably know about that too, right? Because I think his daddy was a bare knuckle mug too, right? So maybe toughen the knuckles up, because I'm going to sneak this punch on you. I'm going to lay this punch on you, and you ain't even gonna know what's hitting you, because from observation it looks like I'm punching you with a glove, right? But I want you to kind of see this. Let me see if I can play this, if it can show. Oh, it might play. I want you to see this, huh? Can you see how that referee trying to grab that hand? That's the hand that's in question, right? That's the hand that's in question right there, right? That hand right there, right? Y'all know the story about, what was it Caesar? Who was the one that got ambushed? Everybody was in except him. Who was that one? Who was that in history, right? Like, everybody knew what the game was except for him, and they was coming to get him, right? Yeah, they ain't gonna play. You see how, yeah. But you can't see, it won't show right. It ain't gonna show right. Now, I don't know what they done did. But that was them when they was checking them gloves at the hand. They was, trying to see, look at that, huh? See, look at dude, black man hand trying to block it. He trying to block it, huh? He trying to block it. He looking down at that hand, huh? So everybody knew what was up. They knew what was up, huh? He pulled his hand back, thinking he was gonna grab that hand and see that his hand ain't all the way in there. Huh? Maybe that was it. Maybe that was what it was. So he ain't gonna believe that. So y'all, oh no, man, he just got whooped. You just seen this? You just seen what it said, right? Dipping hands in petrol for 5 minutes a day, toughen up his knuckles before the Deontay Wilder rematch. Huh? They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Why would you do that? Huh? Look at they put a coat, huh? He trying not to let him get that hand. Why? Why you not trying to let him get that hand? Huh? You don't know why he's trying to can't get that hand. What's wrong? What's wrong with his hand? What's wrong with his hand? All I'm trying to do is the referee try to get you to put your hands so we can get this fight on. I'm not gonna hand. Huh? That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I'm trying to do. I ain't trying to do nothing else. But for some reason, you pulling that hand back. Huh? Okay. Somebody might know, oh, Mr. Blow Your Mind, you exaggerating. Yeah, okay. Well, there was also an incident, right? There was an incident where, I think before, it was an allegation that one of his own sparring partners put this up, right? Now again, like I said, I don't know why it's not playing today. You seeing it, I got it playing, but it won't move. They don't want it to be shown, right? But this is his sparring partner talking about he sparred him and his gloves, look at his gloves, soft in a pillow, ain't no cushion in there, right? He like, this motherfucker was in here sparring me and his gloves ain't got nothing in it. Ain't got nothing in it. Soft in a motherfucker. Now, here's the gloves they made me fight with. Mine pillowed in a motherfucker. I can't do no damn damage to him. But the gloves this nigga punching me with, the gloves over here that he punching me with, look how pillow that is. Now that was his own man. That was his own sparring partner saying that, right? So somebody had put out here showing that, he showed the pictures. Let me see if I can show y'all this. Let me show you this. See if you can see how that punch went, right? Let's see, maybe you can see it, huh? Maybe it might play for us a little bit. Maybe it'll play. I don't know. Can we get it play? Let it play for a little bit. Let the people see. Let the people see. This is the end of the show. You ain't let me do nothing else. Right? Maybe this was what it was. They just not gonna do it, huh? It's trying, y'all. It's trying. Got my shit on crawl right now. Alright? Now they don't let nothing be seen, huh? That motherfucker in here heavy. You in here heavy, huh? See, watch that punch come, huh? Watch that punch. Look at that. Oh, look at that, huh? Watch that punch, y'all. Watch that punch. Watch that flop. Boop. Look at that flop. Look at all that bending. Look at all that cush bending in there. Look at all that cush hitting them straight in the square. You're doing a lot of damage with a bare knuckle. And this says You was making sure your knuckles was tough than a motherfucker, boy. Tyson Fury dipping his hands in petrol for 5 minutes a day to toughen up knuckles before Deontay Wilder's rematch. So, is it true? Is it true? But there was some cheating going on there. He came in, right? Think about it. He came in with the, he had, his only argument was that his suit, he had no answer for what took place. He had to come with something because he said, he just could not believe it, right? He didn't get knocked out. He got beat. I'm not going to dispute that. He got beat. But if you cheating to win, right? Am I supposed to honor that? I know today, the Islamas, they be cheating, but they want the same glory as if you a person who don't cheat. I don't understand the mentality to that. But there's some people who, that's how you operate. That's how you function. That's how you cut. And so, to destroy that, and then I heard Larry Merchant say the craziest shit you could hear said. I'm hoping you could just hear this. I'm hoping you could just hear this. Hold on. I want you to hear it. If he says it. Let's see if it'll play.
Whoa. Bye-bye American Pie. That's what Tyson Fury sang after the fight. Is it bye-bye to American heavyweights? Is Deontay Wilder the last great, if you'll pardon the expression, black hope? Because most of the great heavyweight champions of the 20th century were black guys who came out of the South. Is that storyline still a story? We'll find out when the rematch happens. Meanwhile, let's just enjoy what we just saw. A show unlike any heavyweight show I've seen in a long time.
Amen to that. It was one of the best.
Okay, right? Now you heard Larry Merchant say that. He said at the end of that fight, where you see that, Tyson Fury is singing Bye-Bye American Pie. Larry Merchant said that was in reference to the last Black Hope. How can you say Black Hope when black men have been dominating, especially the heavyweight division? So, you say it wasn't about race. Some of y'all believe it wasn't about race. Well, what the hell was Larry Merchant talking about then? What was he talking about then? What reference was he making then if it wasn't about race? Marcus L, what's good, fam? Mr. Spencer, 620, 0620, what's up to you as well? See y'all up in there. So what was he talking about? So are we to say that there was no race involved, that it was about possibly destroying, or was it an assassination attempt? That's another thing you have to look at. Because, boxing in itself is dangerous. When they going in the ring, the possibility of you getting killed the percentage is high. One good punch and, can devastate you, put you in coma. I done seen some fights. Was it Roberto Duran? Like that I think it was Roberto Duran that did that, right? Seen a couple of the fights like that, right? So that is part of boxing. But if somebody is going to use bare knuckles, sneaking in bare knuckles, and it says he was doing this Petrol to make sure that his knuckles would be steel, I wish I could have showed you again the lineup, and if you seen what you seen, that brother when the referee was trying to grab that hand, and there was the other dude on the other side. If you look at everybody's face, you know how when you might have been a shorty, and y'all was thinking about we finna go up in this candy store, we finna steal, but the store owner kind of up on y'all, and he kind of catching y'all, and y'all got that look like y'all, he could tell y'all on some shit. That's how they look. Like everybody was on some shit except for Deontay and the referee. People hiding by the fact, well, the officials, and man, what you talking about? Nigga, a plot can be plot. Now, they try to downplay shit by saying conspiracy theory. No, motherfucker. This country got a lot of that shit. They ain't gonna never admit no shit. Have you ever seen them admit anything? They ain't admit shit. Right? Those who seen the other video I did the other day, I showed you something with Martin Luther King, right? But they told you he was killed on a balcony. But they told you no. They smothered him in the damn hospital. What are you to believe? Who are you to believe? Are you to believe what they tell you, or are you to believe to what you see? And what you see, which I wish I could have really showed you, you also see his fist in the bottom part of the glove, which if he had how could you see his hand if his hand is wrapped? There's no way you could see fingers at the bottom of a glove if your fingers is at the top. Then you got to have the longest fucking fingers. Your shit longer than E.T. For you to see your fingers at the bottom of the glove. But what you seen there is the indentation of your fist ball in your... That's what you seen. I wish I could show it. But they made sure not today. But I'm going to have to do a side one and do it. But that's what it is, y'all. Was race involved in this? Was it to destroy? Because again, it was Black History Month, which Black history always for us in this country. Now, had no D, no February. But he went out, costume, did it all up. Right? He was representing for those who understand. And again, we got a lot of people who be angry at you because you want to be black. Oh, that damn pro-black shit. Well, what the fuck is you? What the fuck is you? What kind of nigga is you? What type of nigga is you? That you ain't about being black. You don't think these other people ain't about for their damn self? They just don't have to say the shit. They just do it. We got to tell them because we so damn scattered every damn where. Everybody trying to be some of everything. Think about it. Look at our people. We be in everything. Christians, Muslims, Buddhas, Eskimo. You name it, they be in it. But anyway, when they're trying to be black and just say, man, we just about for self, preservation and self. Oh, hell no, man. I love everybody. You the only one saying that shit. You be the only one saying it. I ain't never, ever heard no other people say, we for everybody. Name them. Send them to me. Show me. Who say that? We the only ones regurgitate that. We the only ones that be saying that. Old hound dog. But that's what it is, man. So you got to look at that shit and say, hey, you know what? Was that what it was? Was there a fix-in to destroy him, but also had a potential? Because let's just say, if he went 12 rounds the last time, which means unless you came up with something that could actually, that he couldn't take, because he already done felt what you could give. Maybe he felt, this nigga can't knock me out no matter what he do. He even said at the end of the fight, that's why some people say, why y'all talking about this? He never even mentioned anything. Well, that just go to show, even with all that. But you could see the wear and tear on him, the way he was bleeding. That was not normal. That looked like some shit on the street. Think about it. The way he was looking, and I didn't see the fight, but I seen the fight the same night because somebody recorded the fight and put it out, and I caught it right after the fight was over, so I ain't paid for shit, but I got to see it. And I was like, he don't look right. He wasn't looking right. And the way he was bleeding profusely, and the way, I seen a lot of boxing in my life. I seen a while. I watched a lot, right? Yes, a mother could be bust up, but I don't be seeing brothers looking like that. Huh? Even with Tyson and doing the shit they was doing, and you ain't seen nobody. That shit was looking like somebody was, straight, hitting him with straight in his face, in his mouth, right? In his mouth. But not the same when it came to him. So it's just what it is, man. It's kind of strange, but people are now trying to demand and say, hey, y'all need to look at this. But I think it's too much on the line. Too much money was involved. Too many people involved. And if there's going to be a third one, there's going to be this trilogy match. And if Deontay Wilder can see things that's out here, and he's the only one that can say in his mind and heart, that motherfucker was doing that shit. That's what it was. If he gets that in his mind, people keep saying, oh, he just going to get whooped again. Hey, that might be the match you might see somebody die. You hear what I'm saying? That match might be the one, somebody coming out in a box. If we don't get knocked clean out. If they go 12 and he figured that out, and some people say this ain't true, then that third one, and I'm not putting this as I'm trying to make this for wishing to happen. But if you was in his position and somebody did that to you and was trying to take you out and destroy and cheat like that, and you got a chance to get back at him, what would you do? Now, a lot of people will say, oh, he ain't got but one hand. Maybe. But that's all. If he could get it the right place, you understand? And it's lights out. But that might be the one that might be sent. That punch might be sent from somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? That punch might come from somewhere else to make a point. That's all I'm telling you. I ain't prophesizing. I'm just saying, maybe. Take it or leave it alone. Could be. Because that shit right here says it all to me. This is the one thing I didn't see nobody mention. They talked about everything else, and it's okay, it's acting a fact. But this one right here, dipping your hand in petrol to toughen up your knuckles before the Deontay Wilder rematch. So those who might want to do their research and find out what that petrol and what it do to your knuckles, then you might see, oh shit, he might have did this shit. And then there's videos out here that will be more clear than mine because I wanted to do it. I got it all, but I can't show it because it ain't going to play right. But if you see those videos, one particular person you might can go to is, I think, Young Pharaoh. It's called Young Pharaoh. He did extensive on it. And there's others out there. You go check them out. And then you might know exactly what I'm talking about. But other people are going to say, you guys are just crying. You just got to accept it. You're just losers. But if you cheat me, I don't respect you. I think you're a bum. If you got to cheat to whoop me, then you ain't really whoop me. You needed help. It's kind of like sometimes you be seeing mothers like 3-4 motherfuckers jump on one dude, man, then they afterward, slapping 5 and shit. Yeah, dog, we whooped his ass, dog. Nigga was 5 niggas on one. That's some Bruce Lee shit. Some Bruce Lee shit. I respect Bruce Lee fighting 10, 15 motherfuckers. 5 niggas on one. I don't respect that shit. You supposed to whoop his ass. It's 5 niggas. You know what I'm saying? So cheating is kind of like that too. If you cheat, ain't no respect in that. Now again, this is a different time, a different era. Everybody say win is a win. No matter how you get it, it's how you do it. Well, you come from old school claw ethics. There's a certain way you do shit. If not, then you're a criminal. You're a cheat, you're a lie, and you're a steal. You're not to be trusted. So, that's what that is, y'all. Want to apologize for not having my show the way I normally do. But what I'm going to do, when I get done, I'm going to go back and fine tune to figure out why my videos weren't playing. I thank each and every one of y'all for coming today, clicking on and coming to hear Brother Talk today. Trying to come on every day again Till they, I guess they're going to try to figure a way to, hopefully not. If I do it this way, I guess they won't. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to me. Share the video, dislike, comment. Say, hey, tell me something. Hey, Mr. Blow, you're full of shit. You say that too. Yeah, okay. Whatever. You say what you say. Show your point. I just showed something. I didn't get a chance to, display my whole case. But I did enough that those who already might know about what's been talked about with that hand and that glove. Then that article says he did something to make his knuckles tougher than it, tough as he could get them. Then I have to say, damn, the dude Sugar Hill, again, like I say, niggas hating their own people. You go on the other side to help them to do that to your own brother, man. I think that's a disgrace. If it comes out to find out that's what it is, I have to say you're a disgrace, man. And anybody else that was a part of it, man, like, man, I understand motherfuckers do shit for money. But then there's a point where some people, as they say the word, they say on code, on point, on square. That there's some things you just got to say, man. You know what I'm saying? This come before that. But we haven't got to that level. We're so scattered. So, man. Till the next show, man. Go ahead and try to get up out of here. Let's see if we got a couple more comments in here. I got any comments in here? I'm going to open these phone lines pretty soon. Black Beauty says, Black Beauty said, cheating to win is no win. Exactly. Matter of fact, you know what, Black Beauty? You remember in the movie, White Man Can't Jump. Remember when Rosie Perez and, what was his name? What was that motherfucking name? What was the white boy name? Woody Harrelson. When she said, you win, and you lose. Sometimes you tie when you win, and sometimes when you win. Or when you lose, sometimes you win. She said, hold on, wait a minute. I ain't got to say that. Fuck that. Let me go and play that for you. Hold on. Let me go and play that. Just in case y'all don't remember hearing this, let me play this for you. Let me go and play this for you. Okay, remember that was in that movie. Hold on, let me see if I can play it. I think I got it here.
Rules are very simple. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. But under no circumstances do you ask for the money back.
Why not?
Because it's not part of the rules.
Oh, yeah? Well, Billy, I got a different set of rules of mine. You want to hear them? Here they go. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, you actually tie. And sometimes when you tie, you actually win or lose.
I hate it when you talk like that. It makes me crazy when you talk like that.
Huh? Can you understand the philosophy she was kicking? Huh? Can you understand the philosophy she was kicking? Sometimes a situation, just because you win don't mean you won. It's kind of like saying, let's put it like this. Let me give you the greater analogy to understand that. When she said, sometimes when you win, you lose. White man, you do all the shit you do to suppress black people. Yeah, you're winning. But in the end, do you win? And sometimes when you lose, you win. Well, black people, just because we are going through the conditions and we're going through all this shit, some of us will never get to obtain fullness of life and get cut short through all these designs. But in the end, before the Creator, He said, you won. Sometimes, and sometimes you could be a tie, meaning you won, but you really didn't win. You might have won, but you really didn't win. It's kind of a tie. It's kind of like that the first fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was beating him on points, but because Deontay Wilder knocked his ass out, you couldn't say somebody definitely won. Now, people will say, well, he won because he was beating him points. But the knockout had him at 8 count, and people would say, well, he was a little slow at the count. So they say they seen that in the table and said, you got to give this a draw. They both is a tie. Nobody really won. That's how y'all look at shit sometimes. Because see, sometimes people think when they cheating, they winning. Or you getting away with it for the time being. But then when it comes to be exposed about this shit, now can you deal with that? Now you gonna lose. Because now you being exposed for who you is. And a lot of people can't take that. That's why, you used to get rid of so many people because, again, that's like the thumbnail, right? The thumbnail is like the judge and the cops, and they put the tape over the damn motherfucker's mouth to keep his mouth from talking. That's what the thumbnail is today, right? Keep his mouth shut. Keep his mouth shut. We don't want to hear nothing from him. So you suppress the hell out of me. That's what you do. It's okay. It's all right. But that's how it goes, man. It don't pay. It just don't pay. You okay? Black, you say you understand what she's saying? Yeah, and that's what it is. Some people don't understand that. Some people think it's win at all costs, no matter what it is. As long as I get the job done, there's no repercussions for what I did. Like somebody saying, "Well, the Essence did what they did. They got the job done." Okay, don't. What do you mean? But there's a cause and effects of the shit. That shit that they did to lay the foundation so that you can have an opulent and all privileged ass life to somebody else, they being deprived. So goddamn, where's the balance in that? Oh no, we don't care about that part. So okay, so guess what? You get to live the life that you were privileged and all that and life and all that non-turmoil. But then maybe in the end. Your hell gonna be the place that you most not want to be in. That might be what black folks said. You be eternity with niggas for the rest of your life, and that's who you've been hating all your damn life. Maybe the Creator might do that to you. You might be with niggas for eternity. Y'all thought about that shit? Anyway, y'all, let me get out of here, man. Let me get out of here. We be back on tomorrow again. Can we get the show off? Let's say we can get the show off, man. Again, like I said, I want to appreciate each and every one of y'all that came over here and listened to Brother Today. We're going to try to come on every 5 days a week. Pretty much same time between 10:30 before 11. You know what I'm saying? Right after you can't get nothing. Too late now. I'm going to say take your ass to McDonald's. Go get that free Egg McMuffin today. But too late now if you didn't get it. So anyway. So that's by the time we do it. Right before the end of McDonald's breakfast. That's when we coming on. So again, appreciate each and every one of y'all. Can we get that music going there, sir? Can we get the music going? Maybe we can get it going. All right, maybe. All right. Oh, they let that go. Ain't that something? We can get that going, but they can't do nothing else. That's some bullshit. All right. All right. So, again, when you see your brother, greet your brother. What's good, brother? What's good, sister? If you can't do that much, at least give a universal nod. You gotta understand that we got some people who sitting out here who willing to seek for our demise. So it's incumbent that we stay vigilant, mindful, and brotherly and sisterly with one another. Some of us have allies. You got to ask your allies a couple questions. One, ask them, have they ever heard of John Brown? Right? You know, they told about John Brown, and this white man went out and took his 10 kids and fight for black people and, the injustices that they gone through. Why has the white man never made a movie about John Brown? Like he's the worst white man that ever was made in the United States. They made Django, but they ain't gonna make that movie. Make you feel guilty. Two, ask your ally, if there was a John Brown, or did white folks just tell us that to make us think that somebody went out their way to help you? Maybe, it could be, right? Well, I ain't gonna go through the whole spit today. I got mad because I didn't get my videos off. So, again, to the next show, y'all, peace, love, and to the next show, show.